Hey everyone, Chrissie is here today for ThermOWeb, and I'm going to show you how to make this card. So I am using some Maker Forte transfer sheets, Deco foil, and I'm using the Heart of the Ocean along with Hearts of Love. These two, the foil is so pretty because it shimmers and then it does have like little hearts in there. So I am also using it with adhesive transfer. So you can see earlier I just peeled it off, ran it through my laminator, and then I did my normal process I would do using Deco foil and a laminator. Push it down with the silver side down and run it through. I use the Craft and Carrier sheets. I recommend those. I get better coverage. And then I'm going to do the exact same process minus the peeling off using these new Love Struck toner card fronts. So you can see I did the same thing, silver side down, and I do put a shim most of the time just to kind of, honestly, more than anything else, it's so my laminator doesn't jam, but I have heard that you sometimes get better foil coverage doing that, so I do recommend it for those two reasons. I know my laminator does tend to jam up sometimes when it's too flimsy, so I do that. So now here's the fun part. Once you foil, you can kind of do whatever you want. So you can use ink, paint, markers, colored pencils, whatever. So I decided to kind of stick with like the pink and that teal color scheme, and then I just added a little purple in there, kind of like as an in-between. So I grabbed my Catherine Pooler inks and I tried to match them as best I could to the Maker Forte Deco foil sheets. So that's what I did. You can see I'm going along the edges. I did not want to cover the whole thing. I just wanted to do the top and then kind of fade it out. And even though it does look kind of we got like choppy on here, as it dries it definitely smooths. So when you see the finished card, you can tell that it is a lot smoother. So I stamped this cute little bear. It's from an Avery Elle set called You Bake Me So Happy, and I just used my Misty to stamp the little bear, and now I'm just using my colored pencils to color him in, or her in, whatever you want to say. So when I use colored pencils, most of the time I use a solution. Sometimes it's called Gamsol, and then I use the paper stump. So you can see that's what I'm doing. So basically I'll color in an area where I want it to be like darker, or where I really want that color to show. And then I will dip the paper stump into that solution, and then just kind of pull the color out and blend it. It makes the colored pencils really smooth. And then when I need to use the next color, you can see I grabbed that little brown thing. That's actually sandpaper. And then I sand down that paper stump to get the color off and to also kind of sharpen it. And then I can move on to the next color. So you can just kind of see I'm coloring here. I tend to keep it simple. And the nice thing is too, once you do lay that solution down and then you put more colored pencil on top of it, it gets a little more vibrant, a little darker and brighter. So you can kind of see here now I am assembling the card. What I ended up doing is I cut out that heart from that cute little I love you sentiment on the adhesive transfer, and I just decided to use the two hearts from that adhesive transfer. So I have a big one and a little one. And the big one I like because it's got stripes in it. So, and then I also added in a little bit of ink on top of those just to kind of soften it. I felt like the white was just a little bit too harsh. And then I took a sentiment from that same stamp set and I stamped it in like the teal ink that says You Bake Me So Happy. And now I'm just assembling the card. I'm using my 3D foam squares along with my tape runner. And you can see I like the different layers on here, so I wanted to make sure that big heart was flat on the card, and then the sentiment and the little heart popped up a little bit. And then to finish everything off, I just have a sparkle marker, so I'm using it kind of just as a little bit of detail in there. Put a little sparkle in the hat and a little sparkle on the cookies to go with that foil. I like lots of sparkles here, so you can see that's there. And then I just decided I needed a little bit more sparkle on there, so using my Zots Bling. That's what I always use for sequins. It makes it so easy because you literally pull the roll out, push the sequin on the roll, pop it up, and then the sequin has a sticky back. And so it's really, really easy to adhere then to card, no drying time or anything. So here's some detail of the card. So thanks so much for stopping by today. I hope you have a great day.